Hello, Forecaster here again, and we are back for episode 106 of the Railcraft server Let's Play. And there has been some work done by me around the base, and a couple of changes to the mod pack once again. For one, we have added the energy converters mod to power the forestry machines, because the mod we were using previously to allow industrial craft 2 to power the machines stopped working for some reason. So we had to add this mod to allow continuing to power these without using electrical engines, because we don't have a way to turn those off conditionally when there's no power requirement, which makes them a huge waste of power. Another thing is that I have expanded the elevator so that it encompasses all of my floors. However, for some reason I've run into an issue with Open Computers, in that when the chunks are unloaded, all the computers die. And I don't mean that as in that they error. I mean that they're just off. And I'm not sure why this is, and nobody else knows the cause of this bug either, but I believe, I have a hunch it may be because there are too many computers in this chunk. Because it was working before I added the other floors. I basically added 2 floors to this, the casting production floor, which I called it casting, right? And the top floor, which the server is fine. The server doesn't die. I'm not sure if that's because it's in a different chunk. I haven't checked that, but I should probably do that. So, oh, right. I had a little water accident before, so that's why the tracks are missing. And I didn't realize I would wash away those and the redstone there and flow down here, so I didn't collect the items down here before they despawned. Shoot, so I'll have to replace those. But the elevator should now be working for the floors that still have that aren't broken. Right. Well, that was unexpected, but I'll fix that later. And up here, of course, we have the top floor, which I had to do a little differently because we don't have walls surrounding the elevator shaft here. Fortunately, Chisel and Bit work with Open Computers in 1.10. It does not work in 1.12, as I've learned. So the computer is under the floor here, as you could see before. Then we have the redstone IO block and the screen above. And I suppose I could have had this come through these blocks, or the block underneath this, and be invisible, but I kind of like this coming up like that. It looks nice. So except the computer shutting off thing, that's fine. So what I want to do is get the casting system back online Now, first, we are going to need to shift the... Oh, wait, no. Never mind. That's actually fine. I'm going to have this bacon and egg meal now. They're above the check valves. That is correct. So we're simply going to boot this back up because this computer also shuts down when the chunk reloads. And we're going to have to do some edits to the files here. Mostly the item, or actually both of them. So if we start with the items, wait. That's annoying. Right, so I guess what we need to do first is get some memory for the old computer, unless actually I can probably borrow some from down here. For now, we do have two computers here that aren't really doing a whole lot right now. The reactor is offline, so we'll take one of the RAM sticks from the reactor computer, put that in there, and now this should work better. Okay, so we have these addresses here for dusts and such, and we're going to have to reassign those because I've moved the what you call the redstone IO blocks, and I also moved the transposers for the inputs, the fluid inputs, so we're going to have to reassign those as well. Fortunately, there are far fewer of those. So we have dusts, which is this metal atomizer here, which I've learned require water, which I hadn't noticed before. So I might have to connect this to the water supply, which is slightly inconvenient, but I'll make do. I'll probably not use this a whole lot, so I could probably supply it with water manually. Just put in a tank and a refractory hopper to supply it, and then refill that periodically. That will probably suffice. So I am going to put these molds in here, and then I'm going to open a text document, and we're going to say a cable, and then I'm going to make a space. Then I'm going to get my analyzer, and we're going to analyze this, and I'm going to put these in the text file so that I don't have to run up and down the shaft or remember which one is which. So that is nugget. And then this will be item casing. We'll call that. And then here we have plate. So we'll call that right plate. And then we need to put in these two. And this one will be ingot, obviously. Putting in the ingot mold. And I actually wrote ignite, but that's fine. That's pretty distinct, at least. And then we have the gear mold, and I left the bushings upstairs, but oh well, bring those down later. We can put this in for now anyway. Gear, and then that address. And then we'll do the same thing with these. So we have this transposer here for the first group. And then we need the directions. So that way is north. There we have gold. So N gold. And then to the west we have iron. So west iron. South we have copper. We don't have a... Oh wait, that's just the top tank. Right. So south, copper. And then finally to the east we have zinc. East, zinc. And then for group 2, we're going to copy this address. Do the same thing. And then north, west, south, east. And to the north we have nickel. Nickel. To the west we have titanium. To the south we have tin. Tin there. And finally to the east we have lead. Lead there. And then I'm going to put in a third stack eventually, which will contain silver and steel, and probably maybe bronze as well. We also have these 2 tanks. We have platinum there, and then I don't remember what that is. Unfortunately, you can't tell what you can't get what the current filter is. If I go like this, it'll just show me the filter interface, but it doesn't have a slot for the current filter. And unless you can tell unless it's a really distinct metal, which usually isn't, like these two look almost the same, even though they're not the same. That's steel and that's silver. You can't really tell, so that's unfortunate. So in the case of silver, this tank was actually empty earlier, and I had forgotten what was in it or what it was supposed to contain. So I had to take some silver, put it into the input upstairs, and then I saw that it went into this tank, so I knew that this was silver. But because this one is empty and I don't remember what that is, without looking up the fluids and comparing and seeing what that actually is, I have no idea. Anyway, completely useless tangent, I suppose. But now we can do something about this. So we're going to clear out the addresses. The costs haven't changed, of course, so that's fine. And we're going to have to change all the sides to down, because the redstone IO blocks are now above the valves we need to switch. Previously, they were to the east of the advanced rocketry pipes we needed to power to control the outputs. And that's Nightwolf Blues on the server. I'm going to make her a pair of night vision goggles once I have the casting system back online. Okay, so we have dust. I'm going to copy that address, and then I'm going to paste that in there. And then we have item casings, which is this address. This is kind of boring work, I suppose, but it has to be done. Then we're going to copy the Ignat address. Next we have the nugget, followed by the plate. So we'll copy the nugget address, and then the plate address. Put that there. Next is the gear. Like that. And finally we have the cable. And I'm going to figure out what to do about the mixer system later. I am not sure where I'm going to put that. So I'm actually going to type down into the text file and then copy that so I can just paste it. But I'm going to have to redesign. I'm going to have to redesign the mixer system a bit due to the changing pipes. Although, as it has been discovered, the pressure pipes are not completely bug-free either. They apparently cause some fluid loss and or fluid gain randomly, which is not a good thing. It actually caused a reactor to detonate, which was unfortunate to say the least. Okay, so we are going to pretty much do the same thing here. We're going to clear out all of the addresses. And then we are going to change those to the new ones, obviously. We're going to have to set the input and output sides to the correct values. The output sides are down in all cases now. And that nickel we need to do. The alloys we don't touch at all, actually. They don't actually need updating. Okay, so the input side for iron is west, and the input side for copper was south, and then the input side for titanium we don't have. We'll leave that blank, I guess. Gold is north, and tin was south on the other stack. Zinc was east, and nickel was north. Actually, we do have titanium. That was west on the second stack. And then the output sides all need to be down, which I have in the clipboard actually still, so we can use that. There, and then we just need the addresses. So iron, copper, gold, and zinc have the address of the first stack, and then the remaining ones, titanium, paste in the right spot, tin, and nickel, and lead is actually a new entry, so we're going to add that. That should have the second stack. Input side is east in the second stack. Output side is down. And that's it. That should do it. So now we should be able to save that. And now if we start the caster program, we should be able to do some crafting. So let's see about making that. Oh yeah, shoot. I need the mixer system online to be able to make bronze. That's kind of what I wanted, actually, because I need bronze to make the... Ah, shoot. I guess we'll make some bronze manually and just manually cast it. Do have some bronze here. That's annoying. But, oh well. Let's go get some tin and copper, I suppose. So, I don't think that works. No. Damn it. Gonna have to do some of this. This works though, so we can get the tin directly, at least. And then we'll have to go up here, make sure that is off and that is off. Then we can dump this in this tank and we can get 3 of these. And then we should be able to just manually input it into this. There it is. And that'll give us a bunch of bronze, which we will grab. And I guess there's some here. We should... I need one more item casing, but we'll make 6 more. So if I put this into here, I get 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yes. Of course I need some more. Some more of these to be able to do that. This would be a lot easier with the casting system, which is the whole point of it, unsurprisingly enough. I'm going to have that sorted before the next episode, I hope. Actually, I guess I could just dump all of this copper in here because the measurement of tin will regulate. There's our 6 vials of bronze. Oh wait, I only need 3, don't I? So if I put this in here, because each ingot's worth of metal produces 2 casings. So now we should actually have an abundance here, which I suppose is fine. We're going to need some more cables, so I'm going to need a few vials of copper. I can just Where did I put the cable mold? Ah, first. I have a bunch of copper in here, so we'll just do that. I'll produce a bunch of cables. Actually, I want to get the excess out of there. Don't want to leave that in there. Okay. Then those should pop up in here. And then we can get some rubber insulation for those. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. Then I can do that. And then I need some sulfur, which is easy. And then I need some atomized lead. So we're going to dang it, get a vial of lead, like so. And then we're going to throw that into the atomizer. Gets us a bit of lead, which goes up here. I'll flip those around. That gets us an advanced RE battery, which is needed for this. And I don't think I'll have time to complete that. Oh, I accidentally charged that a bit. Oh, well, that doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm going to end the episode here. I'll keep making the night vision goggles off camera, and we'll be back in the next episode for some I don't actually know what we'll be doing. We'll probably work some more on the base. This is going to be added down there. I mean, I guess I can remove that because I don't have any molds for it anyway. This I've been using to make aluminium. And I'm going to have this moved. So, yeah. With that, I will see you in the next episode. I'm going to fix these two.